Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you these lovely bracelets and show you how to make them. So let's get started. So these bracelets are made on leather, flat suede, and using a off loom right angle weave pattern. So you bead directly onto the suede and everything is attached. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So this was the first one I made. Ta-da! So this pattern is just an opposite pattern, but you can see as you do the opposites, you get these other patterns occurring. So you get these lines going across, depending on how you look at it, or it's, opposite. And these are the clasps that you use. So these are super simple to use, and you can buy kits to put these on, and I'll show you that as well. So that's the first one. This one here is a pattern of anchors that I wanted to do. It didn't turn out as good. I'm not quite done with it. It didn't turn out as good as I wanted. I realized the leather or the suede that I was working on was crooked. And let me see if I can show you a piece. So I get this from Xsotica beads, and it's flat leather, and it comes on a spool. It's a suede. You can get flat leather, but the flat leather is finished, so it's a little harder to get your needle through. And the suede is nice and soft against your skin, so that's why I picked it. This is 10 millimeters across, and they sell this for about $1.20 a meter or a yard, and I think I bought like 10 yards, so there's tons of it. Comes in different colors. This is the dark brown, and the one that I'm showing you is the light brown. In their photographs, it looks like it's tan, and I had kind of wanted a tan, but again, you're not going to notice this because it's on your wrist. So the beads cover everything except for this little piece at the end. So, it's just one of those things. And then here's the blue one that I got. And the only other colors they have is they call it green turquoise. It looks like a hunter green to me from their photograph, but you know what? You could be getting a green turquoise when you get it. And then they have black, and you know what? They must have been out of stock of black because I know I would have bought the black. So anyway, yeah, so I was trying to show you this one here. I cut it. First of all, this part here is, and this is like leather, so it's not going to be even. I understand that. So this is like super hard. You probably wouldn't be able to get your needle through this piece. I didn't even think of that when I cut it. I'll cut it into a smaller one, but I don't know if you can see it. There might be another one that shows it more. One of these is so rounded that it would, this one, look at how rounded it is. Like that is cut round. That's not straight. But again, because the way this fabric, it's live stuff, so it's, trying to get it whatever. So yeah, but you can adjust this. You could probably wet this and stretch it to the way you need it. But just when you're cutting, you have to kind of be aware of that. So then I'll leave the link to Xsotica leather. They have amazing leather. I got a lot of questions like from 3-year-old videos recently about the rainbow leather, and they sell that, and it's constantly out of stock. You can imagine it's super popular. So I will put the link to Xsotica leather. I'll let you do your shopping. I'm not doing your shopping for you like some people would like me to do. Anyway, that's another video topic. So this is the kit that you can get from BB Craft. This I bought. I can't remember if I got this in a collaboration or not, but this is an amazing kit. So it comes in this little plastic container. It comes with a hole punch. If you have like one of those handheld hole punch, that'll work too. Yeah, so this is, they have the little screws and the little pieces. Now this kit has a bunch of, it has 4 different colors, and I think it has 4 different sizes. I mean, these bigger sizes are more for doing like a coin purse or a regular purse or a belt or something like that. So, or you know, you could do a men's bracelet and have the really big piece on the end. So that's that. I will show you. So I went shopping. I knew I had these, and I went shopping at AliExpress, and this is what I got. Now these were super, they were inexpensive in the sense that they were the cheapest that I could find. And all of them, well, they all have their own little problems with it. This is the one that I like the best. Super tiny. Let me see, because you know this part is going to go on your wrist. You don't want something that thick banging on your wrist and stuff if you're, you know, doing stuff at your desk. There's my, they were about $3 for 25 sets, and this is a size 4. So I think a size 5, this one here is probably good enough. And this one is 5 millimeters. So, and then, you know, there were some bigger ones. So what I want to say about this is there were some that were a little more expensive, and then there were some that were even more expensive. They, these ones here, like the gold ones, there's a lot of like little kind of scratches, and it almost looks like there's like a gold coating that might peel off. So I'll let you know if I notice any changes in mine as I wear them. But just to let you know, they're not the best quality. So it's up to you. Like the way I look at it, if I'm doing a bunch of them, and I'm doing, like right now, I don't sell anything. I just do it for the videos and stuff. So I'll get the bunch of them. I don't care. They don't get worn a lot until I give them to people. And then if you're doing like gifts for people, like, and you need a set of 10, then get the expensive ones. I can't tell you enough where I've learned the hard way, and I get the expensive things and the stuff looks incredible. It lasts. So just to put that out there. These ones actually are pretty good when I inspected them. These ones again were actually, that one looks really good. Let me see. I know I was quite disappointed in the quality of these guys. But here's the thing. I'm not disappointed enough to do a dispute. I mean, for a few dollars, that's a concern. So let's move on. Moving right along. So if you don't buy the kit, but you want to do this, you buy some from AliExpress, you're going to need your, where did I put it? The hole punch. So either you have a handheld one or one like this. And you just basically, you want to cut your length. So that's the other thing I should mention. When you're doing this one, you want to add about between a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch for space on your wrist. So if you measure your wrist with a piece of cord or something like that, then add the 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, depending on how loose you like your bracelets around your wrist. And then you also have to remember that this is going to sit over, so you're going to need to add about another 1/2 inch just for this piece here. Actually, now that I think of it, let me measure that, because you're overlaying it, so you're going to actually add 2 parts of a 1/2 inch. Yes, so you need to add 1 inch. So 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches on top of your size. So this one's super small. That's my wrist size. You can see my wrists are very tiny. So then you put your holes in them. So however you have, if you have one of these, you're gonna put your hole punch there, hammer it. I'm not gonna do it. It's really noisy and the tools are too big for the camera, but you just get that in. These are great. You can buy these individually. You can buy sets with different holes, which might be good. Say you bought the AliExpress. Well, actually, the AliExpress would use the same hole size. Can you see how it has a flange? So even though it's bigger, it only goes in that much. So yeah, put your holes in both sides. Try and put them in a bit. I did a bunch of these. I wasn't thinking. You really need to put them in a little further than this. And I'll tell you why, because when you go to put it over top, you don't want this piece to tear. So this goes on and off. Now, the bottom side doesn't matter as much. I like to actually have it just at the edge here. But yeah, you might want to, because you can see how it starts to fray the suede around the edges. So if you have it too close to here, it will break. And if it does, you can always sew it back just with thread and it'll be fine. If your bracelet's big and you have some space, you can always change where your hole is, but probably better to do the, put it in the right place. So let's take a look. So this is one of those. This is one of the ones I got from AliExpress. Now let's put this away. And the other thing I wanted to mention is the piece. So I'm going to put this on this short piece so I don't have to worry about this piece getting frayed. So take your screw, pop it in there like that, and just take your nail and push it down like that. And then take your top piece and screw it on. It's that easy. This is the easiest closure. I think that's probably why I love this one so much. It's not that I don't mind putting closures on other bracelets. It's just I find it so annoying. It takes so long. Like sometimes it takes longer than the actual bracelet. So that part is annoying. So for this piece here, this is going to fit over top. And as you can see, that's not going to fit over top. So what you're going to do, once you have your hole, you can take a pair of scissors that can get in nicely, or you can take a pair of flush cutters. Is great for cutting this type of leather. So we can do something like this. Bring it into here and cut that. I'm going to cut it on an angle to open it up a little bit. And do the same on the other side. So you can see it's starting to come up there. And I'm just going to clip that off with those scissors. We might have to open that a little bit more and take a look. Nope, perfect. That goes on great. That is perfect. Okay. So let's take a look. Now you have the pleasure of seeing me do a design that I've never done before, and I didn't even write it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a chevron, and so we're going to start with the yellow color, then we're going to go to this kind of orangey and then to the red. That's the, I thought about doing some black in there, but I think we should keep it simple. So here's the thing, for your thread, normally for this type of beading, they call it off loom leather beading or right angle weave. So normally you would use something like a Nymo thread. It works fine. That's what I used on these bracelets. So here's one. So that's what I use there. You can see the thread. But here's the thing, it gets really frayed from passing through a lot of beads. So I decided I'm going to try something different. So here's the other one, and that's what it looks like. So you want to match your thread to your leather as well as your beads as much as you can, because you can see the thread in there. Now, with it being a light blue, you can't really see too much of it. But if you notice, my suede is a darker blue, you can see it. So, not that that's a big deal, but I wanted to try and see if I could hide my thread. So, I am going to use this dragon thread 0.005. You don't have to. You can use your other thread that you do for beading, and just be sure to wax it. I would suggest you do a, I'm going to clean my mat a bit here. I would suggest you use, don't use a full wingspan of thread, because it will get frayed, and that, you know, extra piece that you've been passing through will not be usable at the end. So you might as well use a shorter piece. These are super easy to get a new thread started, so it's not a big deal. So I took, now for this video I took a really short piece, but you might take a little bigger than this. This is probably like 60 centimeters. I put a double knot in the bottom. Now if you look at your bracelet, this is going to be the top of your bracelet, so always when your clasp is sticking up, that's the top. And I start from this side. You don't have to. You can start from the other side. But do remember that this piece here is going to go over top of there. So when we take a look at it, there's really no point in putting beads right up close. So you want to start your beads somewhere in here. And you can leave your bracelet closed, because then this piece doesn't get all caught up in your threading. So let's take a look here. I am using a size 13 John James. I'm kind of playing through different bead or needle sizes. Probably the best needle would be a Glover needle. I don't know where to find them. I've been searching online. If you've got some clue for me, that would be awesome. But I even went to Amazon, and all I could get was, like, I type in Glover needle and I get every type of needle. Glover needles are triangular, so they go through the leather better. So, but this works as well. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go in a bit more because we're going to hide the knot. So we're going to hide the knot in the top, but it's going to be covered with beads. So you can see this is, you're probably going to need your pliers for this. Get it started. Through. Bring that through. So there's my knot. And we're gonna hide that laying flat down that way. Okay. So for the chevron, I think I'm gonna start with this second color. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and the second color is gonna be the outside beads. And I'll show you why in a second here. So I'm using check glass. That says Toho. That's the black ones anyway. check glass beads 11 O's. Okay, this is dark opaque red. So I'm going to pick up one of the, oh, what I was going to say is these bead sizes are 7 across for a 10 millimeter size leather. I'm going to take this off just so it's not confusing to you. So if we put the second color on either side of our first row, then that takes away 2 of our 7, so we need 5 yellows. That's what I was trying to get at. 3, 4, and 5, and 1, like that. So this is what we're going to start with. You're going to take your thread all the way down, and you're going to position it in the front of your leather, like this. And we're gonna, I'm just holding those there. Make sure you get it somewhat straight. I'm just holding them there. I'm gonna get my needle in through the back near the edge of the suede, like that. Use my pliers to pull that through. That's actually going through pretty good. And bring it tight, but make sure all the beads are up top, like that. Okay. So now I am gonna go through all the beads again, and let's enlarge this. All the beads again, and I'm gonna bring everything, the thread through, like that, and it holds it in place. So that's the first row. It's a little different than the others. Let me pull that thread into the middle here. There we go. So now we're coming out of the bottom of where we started. The second row, because this is a chevron, the second row should have 2 orange and 3. This may be a problem. I need to think about this. Okay, yeah. We're going to do 4 rows of each color. So when we get to the 4th row of this orange, then we need to add the 3rd color. Okay, so let's do 2 of these. And I'm just pausing because there's different ways to do this. I started out by doing 2 and 2, so you're going to put 2 on, then you're going to go through the previous 2. And you see how the thread was around. If this was out, it would get caught in it, so that's why you want to attach it together. Okay, so now we're going to go through the 2 we just added. That. And I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm going to hold those beads so they don't flop around. I am going to attach this. It's going to get in the way. Okay, so now we need our middle color, the first color. We need 2 of those. So we're going to go 2 every time. So now we're going to go into the 2 next to it that we're adding, but then we're going to go past and through the 3rd, like that. So coming out of the 2 that we just added, we added 2, and then we're going to go through 3 beads from the first row, and that will secure everything. And then we're going to cross over, go through all 3 beads, that we just added. I'm going to pull this tight, hold on to those beads, pull this thread tight. Now we need 2 more, so we're going to do a yellow and a red. We are going to go through the 2 next to it, and we're going to go through the 3rd as well. There. Two. Put those into position. Like that. Okay. Bring your thread across. You're going to go up through the ones you just added. Now use my thumb to kind of nudge the beads so I can get my needle through. Okay, bring it all the way through. There. Now we just need to add the 1. So I'm going to add the 1, but on this one I'm going to go around because you want to make sure that each row is attached at both ends. So this one, when we come down, we're going to attach it. So I'm going to go in between the 2 rows, and that way we can come up and around. Where's my... There. There, and get that one in place. There. And we'll pull that tight. Okay. So our thread is right about here. I'm going to go... There's a little thread there. I'm going to go underneath that thread so I can pick up the 2. I like to go in by 2 rather than just pick up the 1 because it might pull that one down. So there's a little thread there, so I'm going to just go under it here. You can kind of see it. There. Just getting my thread under. If I didn't go under it, it would pull that thread and it would pop up. But let me adjust this here. Okay, so now go through these 2 and it will snug the end beads together as well. So that's always good. Let's go through these guys. So we're coming out of here. We're going to go through these and we're going to go through all of them. If you can't get through all, just do it in a couple of steps. And pull. Now we want to attach this row down. I'm going to go to about here and then we're going to come back in. Pull tight and go through 2 of these beads here. It's easier to do when you're doing it yourself. It's just I have the camera in the way, so it's there's like a little slit that I can see between the camera and the lights. Okay, let's make sure everything's centered nicely. Okay, so that both rows are attached. Now we're gonna go to the next row. Okay, I'm questioning my own work. So now for this row, we're going to go in by 1. So we need 3 orange on each side and 1 yellow. But we're doing it in 2, so we're going to do it by the first 2. We're going to go through the first 2 on the previous row. Like that, and then back up through those guys. And make sure you keep pulling tight. Get everything in there. So now we need an orange and a yellow. We're going to go through the 2 next to it, plus we're going to add a third. There we go. There goes our 9 mil thread. Okay. Now we're going to go up the 3 next to it that we just added, like that. Tight. Okay, so now we need 2 orange. And go through the 2. Like that. Oh, we should go through a third, sorry. Go through the next one. There we go. Now go across and then go up through the 3 on the row we just added. Pull tight, and now we need to add the 1 orange. And we're going to come through 3 like that. Bring down. There. Go across to the 3. There. Tight. And we're going to go underneath, in between these 2 rows, and just at the edge, in from the edge a bit. I like to go down 2 beads. There. And we're going to attach that row to the side. Pull it tight. Go down. Go through these 2 here. And then go to the first row that we just added. And go through all those beads. There, like that. Tight. And we're going to attach this one to the bottom. So we're going to go in about 2 beads width and kind of just close to where we just added, because we're going to go through those beads. We're going to grab them, so we're going to make that tight. Go through these 2. There. Now we are going to add. So I was thinking we'd do 4. But yeah, like go across in the orange and then start the next color. Yeah, let's try it. This is supposed to be a chevron, so pick up 2, go through the first 2. I don't know if I've done it correct, but we'll see. It'll be pretty. So go through those 2 that you just added. that. Is it tight? Pick up 2 more. I'm going to go down 2 and a third one. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's do 2 and then I'll add the third one there. So far the thread is looking pretty good. I am finding it's a bit thin. Like I find the 9mm a lot thicker. It's hard to get through that one there. Let me see. If I put my nail there. There we go. So this is the kind of bead work that I think you might need some patience for. A lot of teeny tiny stuff. There we go. Hold that tight. Go across the 3 and go up like that. And then pick up 2. Go into the previous row. Go through 3 beads. So it might be hard here. There we go. That. Tight. Go through the 3 we just added. And pick up 1. And we're going to go through the leather in between the 2 rows. Put that in place. Bring that. Get this tight. Okay, go through 2 beads in the previous row. There. Like that. Bring that tight. Make sure they're centered, because with this leather I do find that they'll tend to go off on an angle. Okay, then we're going to go around. Yeah, I think I did this wrong. I should have been declining here and through here. Maybe this part will work because it's going to decline. So now let's go. We're going to put a red on each side and then we'll get that piece to decline. This may work after all. Now you have to hang out to see if it works out. Look at that. Bring it in place. Go through them. I am going to pull that tail tight and go through. There. Okay, so now it's just the orange. Make sure that's tight. Go through 2 and 3. There. And then pass back up through them. That. Pick up 2 orange. Go through 3 here. And we forgot to attach that row, so we'll get to it. It happens sometimes. So we're going to go up these 3, and we're going to add our red on the other side. Tight. Add the red. Go down to, actually go through the leather so we can attach that. There we go. Put that in place. Go up these 2 here. Come around to the row we just added. So you can see how there's a little bit of an edge here. So just make sure, and that's partly because I didn't attach it. So make sure you push that down. We're going to go through all these beads we just added, and we are going to attach this one, and we're going to go and attach the other one too. So that there. I'm going to go through here and get that snug, and then we're going to go through that previous row through 2 beads, and I'm going to attach this one and just go between the 2 rows. So it's easy to fix mistakes. Okay, so just go down these 2 here. There, like that. Okay, now we need 2 red for our next chevron. And these will tighten as well as we go. So 2 red. Go through these 2 here. So this is pretty much it. You just keep going like this to end thread and add thread. You would just weave it through the other pieces. You can always put a knot and go through the leather. I'm just going to continue for a bit so that we can see if we can get the red in there. It will create a chevron with this piece. See if I actually got it right. So now we need 2 orange. So now that I've shown you how to do it, this is usually the part where I talk about stuff and stories. I am, tomorrow I go to the hospital for my pre-admission education for my pelvic repair and hysterectomy, and oh, I went through too many beads. That's fine. We'll go up all of them. That. Let me make sure that's pulled tight. So yeah, so I'm a little nervous. It's finally happening. Okay, so we need an orange and a red. That. across. I think my wife's nervous too, because she has to take care of me. Not that I'm a princess or anything. You guys know I'm not a princess. And then my birthday's after that, so that part I'm doing up the princess thing. I keep saying to her every night, "What are you getting me for my birthday?" She already got me my birthday gift. She got me a membership at the pool and a few other things. But that's the great thing of getting old. She forgets. I told her I want beads when she asked me. She's like, "Besides beads, what do you want?" You mean beads? Okay, so let's attach this one here. We'll do one more row. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. I have done these designs on like the other bracelets using adding 3 beads and 4 beads and then attaching them. You know, you can come up with whatever works for you. It doesn't have to follow exactly. Go through these guys. Nice and tight. Okay, so now 2 to start. Okay. So yeah, I was hoping, like when I got the call about the surgery a few weeks ago, I figured, oh great, I'm going to get all set up and do a bunch of videos so I can release during my recovery and stuff. I have been stressing so much that I haven't been able to do anything. So I'm hoping that by doing some videos today, I'll feel better and can do some more. You know what? I think I'm going to go through all of these and trying to go through 3 at the beginning a little bit difficult. So there. Go through all of these guys. Oh yeah, this is going to look good. You can see the shape. See, I think once we get into a pattern, like if I'd have started with just these guys, these orange, then you'd see the shape. Okay, 2 red. I'm going to do 3. No, I'm going to do 2. If I do 3, then I don't attach the row, so it's probably better to do it this way. This is easier to do when you're doing it yourself and sitting on a comfortable chair or couch. Doing it sitting at the desk is, I find, super difficult. There. Add that last one. Go through. That one in place. I'm going to go under this thread here. Get my needle up through these guys. Okay. Those are attached. Good. There. And we're going to attach the bottom. There. Go through here. Go through these two. And then a full red line. So 2, come through these guys. 2. And my thread is just about done, so I'm gonna pass it through a few rows, and yeah, I don't know if we'll get to the end of it there. It's quite short, the thread. So it does use a lot of thread. 1, 2. And this is where your needle gets bent too, is trying to bend around stuff. Go through the 3. Add 1. So this is pretty good. This is going to look good. I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to go through some beads and get rid of the thread, and I'll start anew. So that's attached. So let's come up through here. I don't like the way it's sticking so far. It's going to pull that bead down. So let's go through here. There. Go up and down through the middle. If I can get my needle in. I do. It's so tight that it's hard to get through the beads in between them. There. And we'll go up the next one. That should do it for that thread. There, like that. I took my needle off. Just get that nice and tight and cut it, but be careful not to cut any other threads. When I do this, actually, I don't usually do it at the end for that reason, because you'll hook some of these. So I usually do it at the middle, and then, you know, all you're touching are the beads. So there you go. That's the start. And so you just keep going like that for this chevron. So I think this chevron will look pretty good. I think the chevron that I was looking for might not have one complete row of the same color. So if you took out this color here, so in other words, you would you start this color here would start lower in, but like there's no rules as far as I know. As far as I know, there's no rules. So there you go. These are these lovely bracelets. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, let me know. I will put the link for Xsotica I will also put the link for the Baby Craft kit. And I'll put the link for the AliExpress ones, these ones here. So there you go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in another video. Bye.